Começamos o programa de hoje com um Informe Internacional. Direto de Los Angeles, Califórnia, nos Estados Unidos, a jornalista Renata Appel mostra o procon da cidade e entrevista o diretor do órgão. Conheça o Department of Consumer Affairs. O órgão é uma junção da nossa Delegacia do Consumidor, a DECOM, e os nossos procons em todo o país. Pois além de atuar com conciliação entre fornecedores e consumidores, instaura através da promotoria do condado inquéritos policiais. É um serviço completo de proteção e defesa aos consumidores de Los Angeles. Roda a matéria!
Olá a todos! Eu, a jornalista Renata Appel, como muitos de vocês já sabem, me tornei correspondente internacional do Consumidor RS, também chamado de Consumidor BR, Consumidor Brasil. Nós não somos mais somente Rio Grande do Sul, nem Brasil, estamos também nos Estados Unidos. Pois é, eu sou correspondente internacional nos Estados Unidos agora, estou aqui em Los Angeles, na Califórnia. Já botei umas 2 ou 3 matérias no site, texto, fotos, mas agora está mais do que na hora de vocês verem em vídeo, de vocês verem na TV, online, o que está se passando por aqui. A primeira matéria, acho que não poderia ser melhor escolha, não poderia ser diferente. Conversar, entrevistar o coordenador do procon daqui de Los Angeles. É isso mesmo, gente. Aqui em Los Angeles também existe procon, como existem em todas as cidades de todos os estados dos Estados Unidos. Só que o nome é um pouquinho diferente. O nome aqui é Department of Consumer Affairs, que literalmente quer dizer Departamento de Casos de Consumidor. E o coordenador aqui é chamado de diretor, então é o diretor desse departamento. Se chama Brian Steiger e nós vamos conversar agora mesmo com ele. E o procon daqui, o procon angelino, vocês sabiam que quem nasce em Los Angeles é angelino? Está localizado neste prédio grande, bonito, em volta tem natureza, praça, tem um Starbucks ali, as pessoas aqui curtindo, caminhando, passeando. Brandon, please, just show a little bit quickly around what we are surrounded by. Então, como vocês podem ver, o ambiente, olha, um ambiente bonito. Eu já vi gente passeando com cachorro aqui, mãe brincando com seu filho. Tem um chafariz imenso ali, tem um Starbucks onde vende os melhores cafés dos Estados Unidos. Então, assim, um ambiente muito legal, muito agradável. E tem esse prédião aqui atrás de mim, esse prédio grande. É um prédio governamental com órgãos ligados ao governo. E aqui está o nosso procon angelino. Vamos lá conversar com o coordenador do procon de Los Angeles. the Department of Consumer Affairs in Los Angeles work?
Okay. The Los Angeles County Department of Consumer Affairs is one of the largest local consumer affairs organizations in the United States. And what we do is we provide consumer protection services for over 10 million consumers that live in the county of Los Angeles. So if somebody has a consumer problem, they come to us. If we will do an investigation on that problem. If we can't help that consumer, then we'll find the appropriate agency that can help them, and all of our services are free.
So how long you guys are here serving people in Los Angeles? I mean, when it was created, this organ, this department here in this building, and how you guys do this step-by-step to help the consumers? I saw a lady there making a complaint, filling a complaint on a paper, and then how are the attitudes, I mean, the things that you do, like next time after the person fills the paper with the complaint?
So we've been in business since 1976 here in Los Angeles. And typically how it works, if someone has a complaint, they can file a complaint online on our website. They can do it through the phone, or they can come into the building and fill out a complaint form. Once we get that complaint form, it goes through a review process, so we can determine if it, number one, is it a priority complaint, meaning that somebody may be in trouble, they may be getting hurt, and so that rises to the top. And then it goes to an investigator. And so an investigator will interview witnesses, collect evidence, make a determination if there is a violation of the law. If there is, there'll be a report that is filed with the local prosecutors, either the local district attorney's office or someone from the state, and then there'll be action taken against the business. If it's not a violation of the law, then we also have a mediation service. Because sometimes it's just a misunderstanding or a miscommunication, and so we'll have that conversation and try to get people to resolve it at that level.
Vocês vejam só, telespectador, é que nem no Brasil. É o caminho de conversar com o fornecedor, de tentar mediar o problema sem ter que levar à corte, no caso, como eles chamam aqui, to the court, sem ter que abrir um processo, fazer uma coisa longa, chata. Então, tentar conversar antes com o fornecedor, porque às vezes é um erro do fornecedor que pode ser consertado. What are the most complained areas in Los Angeles? The critical issues in the city when it comes to consumers' affairs?
We get a lot of complaints, and most of those complaints are around real estate issues. So there's a lot of people in Los Angeles that are going through foreclosures because they've struggled with the economy. And so we'll help people going through the foreclosure market. We have people that have complaints about immigration fraud. There are folks that are convincing people to give them money, thinking that they're going to get their status, and they really don't. So we have complaints there. Debt collection. We have abusive debt collectors that are trying to collect the debt illegally. Consumers will come to us, and we'll do an investigation in that case. Identity theft is a really big one. You've probably heard about what happened with Target, where the security information was stolen, and now there's a lot of effort to try to make sure people don't get their identity, stolen. So it really is a variety of complaints that we get, but for the most part, those are and car repossessions is another one that we get complaints about. So if somebody hasn't paid on their car, they have car payments and they don't pay, then the lending company then will hire a company to come and take back the car. And they can take the car while the person's at work, while the person's at school, while the person's at home. And there's laws that regulate car repossessions. And so if they fall outside of that, then we'll do investigations in that area. So it all involves money, one way or the other.
Viu, telespectador? Aqui também os consumidores sofrem com golpes. São vítimas de golpistas, de pessoas que querem tirar vantagem dos outros de alguma forma e tirar o seu dinheiro. Então, esse problema é um problema que é mundial. E aqui no Departamento de Casos de Consumidor, que é como é chamado literalmente, fazendo a tradução literal, eles têm poder de polícia também, é como se fosse o DECOM aí pra gente, a Delegacia do Consumidor. Então eles vão atrás dessas pessoas que estão realmente cometendo crimes. Existe uma diferença, então, né, entre o fornecedor que comete um erro que pode ser facilmente corrigido, né, pode haver ali uma mediação, um entendimento entre o consumidor e o fornecedor, e existem também aqueles que se aproveitam do consumidor, os bandidos. E aí, no caso, no nosso estado, quem toma conta disso, no nosso país, é a DECOM, a Delegacia do Consumidor. When a consumer feels offended, what's the procedure by asking help of this organ? I guess it's like it's similar a little bit with the first question I've made you, but the person can come here to fill the complaint, can make a phone call. What about the websites?
Yes.
Sending emails can help.
Yes.
They're gonna wait for a long. It's brief, of course, depending on how serious it is.
Right. If someone goes to our website and sends in an email on a consumer complaint, we typically will respond within 24 hours.
Oh,
It's very,
great.
very quick. We get a lot of phone calls throughout the day, and it's not long of a wait on the phone. Sometimes it gets a little bit busy. After hours, we have voicemail, but then we'll return those calls the very next day. Some of our investigations do take a long time because they're complex, and we have to look for witnesses and search for evidence. But for the most part, we actually get our work done pretty quickly. And if it's a priority complaint, then we put multiple people on that complaint to get it done as quickly as we can.
So basically would be three types of issue, right, Mr. Steiger? Like the very simple one, maybe a question, maybe some guidance that you guys can easily tell people what to do. The second time would be things like problems with a company and the consumer that you guys can like have a conversation and, you know, a deal and nothing to go to the court. And people that really do harm,
Yes,
that their intentions are evil.
That's right. And that's
Am I right?
You're very right. Yes,
That,
yeah. You're very close. Very
it's
close.
Good. And we're
Yes.
being reasonable.
Yes, that's a good way to say that. Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect. And there is a subject that I just can't, you know, like be here without talking about. It's the plastic bag ban. We talk about that in our website. The plastic bag ban, it's something that in Brazil we are studying and trying to put in the reality. But I don't know, for several reasons that are unknown, that never happens, that never really happens. And here, this year, there's no way to escape of that. There's no way to run from that.
Right.
You know, it's law.
Right.
It's finally a reality. So this year it started with a big change in Los Angeles consumers' lives, the plastic bag ban.
Right.
How you see the consumers of the city dealing with this new reality? Tell us the importance of that new way of going shopping as an example to be followed by the rest of the world.
Yes. So Los Angeles became, January 2014, the largest city in the United States with a plastic bag ban. And it became effective in Los Angeles for the large stores. The smaller stores have until July to come into compliance. And so what it really is that they no longer provide plastic bags to consumers. Consumers either bring their own reusable bags, or the stores will sell them for 10 cents a brown paper bag. And so far it's worked fairly well. And it's designed really, there were so many bags that were ending up on the streets and going in the gutters and ending up out in the ocean. And so there are a lot of environmental concerns, obviously. So there are actually 90 cities and counties in California that actually have a plastic bag ban. There is, the state legislature is actually trying to pass a law to make the entire state have the ban on plastic bags. They haven't quite got there yet. But now Chicago is looking at it, and also New York City is looking at it. So I would say that California, LA in particular, has been a leader in this area.
Awesome. And then you could say to Brazil, come on, Brazil, let's
Get it together.
Let's ban that plastic bag.
Absolutely.
Let's save the world. Let's save the nature, right?
Absolutely.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Mr. Brian Steiger, Director of the Department of Consumer Affairs, to finish. Thank you so much for your time, for being our first interviewed in this international frame in our TV show. There's a curiosity for our viewers in Brazil and all over the world that we just wanted to know a little bit. You have worked with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
How was working with him? He's good to deal. Hasta la vista, baby. He's a nice person to work with. Just for curiosity of our viewers.
Sure. So I was appointed by Governor Schwarzenegger back in 2005, I think it was, and had the opportunity to work with him but mostly his administration. He's a very strong leader. He supports his staff. He's probably the first governor that I've worked with that actually would walk around and talk to people. You could bump into him on the street and he's happy to talk with you. I thought he had really good policies and tried to do a lot of really good things. It was an honor to work with him, and he's still doing a lot of good things around the world. So it was an honor to work with him.